Hi there, strikers. There's something uniquely disturbing about people vanishing into thin air. Read about these incredibly strange, unsolved cases. Although these disappearances span centuries, locations, age ranges, and circumstances, there's one common thread shared between them: a lack of closure. There are theories, speculations, and investigations, but never a decisive answer. On our incoming episode, I'm going to feature some of the cases of mysterious disappearances, of some missing that just disappear without any trace.
Woman missing and presumed dead found alive.
Michelle Laurel Whitaker, 38, was last seen on August 16, 2002, at Truck Stops of America in Spartanburg. Investigators now believe she was missing voluntarily and was never in any danger. Wright did not release Whitaker's current location or reason why she left the area out of concerns for her privacy, noting she is an adult. The friend who dropped her off at the truck stop was questioned by police, and after passing a polygraph, he was ruled out as a suspect. Michelle had recently been arrested for a DUI and had fought with her mother over it. She disappeared after mistakenly being released from jail, instead of attending court-ordered treatment for drug and alcohol abuse. According to police, checks on her credit report and social security number showed no activity for years after her disappearance. Investigators were suspicious that Whitaker may have been met with foul play at the truck stop, though they didn't have any evidence to support that theory. Investigators had examined whether Whitaker's disappearance could have been connected to Jonathan Vick, who was found guilty in 2006 of murdering Roebuck hairdresser Dana Satterfield in 1995 and possibly knew Whitaker. Wright said a recent episode of Forensic Files on Trut that featured the Satterfield case also mentioned Whitaker's disappearance and prompted a viewer to contact law enforcement with the news that Whitaker was well and living in another part of the country. A sheriff's office investigator was contacted Monday afternoon with that information, and that investigator contacted law enforcement officials in the jurisdiction where Whitaker is now living, according to the sheriff's office. Those officers went to the location where Whitaker had apparently been staying for 2 years, spoke with her, and collected a fingerprint sample, which was sent to the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office for verification. Wright said Whitaker was living under the same name. He did not know why she left the area without contacting family for 6 years. Whitaker's mother, Laura Andrews, said Tuesday she never gave up in the search for her daughter and was still in shock over the news. Law enforcement officials emailed her a recent photograph of her daughter for identification purposes. She said, "She looks great," Andrews said. "She looks wonderful. I just wish I could tell her that right now." When police discovered the link between Vick and Whitaker, her missing persons case turned into a homicide investigation. Investigators were unable to tie Vick to Whitaker or Sellers' disappearance, but they were able to get a conviction in the Dana Satterfield case. In 2006, he was found guilty in the 1995 murder of Dana Satterfield, and remains a suspect in the other 2 cases. On October 13, 2005, an anonymous letter arrived at the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office. The letter stated that Michelle Whitaker had been murdered, and that her body was buried near a pond in Landrum, South Carolina. Police conducted a search using cadaver dogs, but were unable to find anything. Michelle's case went cold, and it wasn't until 6 years after her disappearance that a tip came in that changed everything. In the summer of 2008, a woman was watching an episode of Forensic Files that featured the murder conviction of Jonathan Vick. The program showed a photo of Michelle Whitaker, who police believed had been murdered by Vick. The woman was shocked. That photo wasn't of a woman who had been murdered by Vick. It was a photo of her neighbor. She called the police to let them know Whitaker was living in Oregon. In August of 2008, Spartanburg County Sheriff Chuck Wright announced that Michelle Whitaker had been found alive and well in Oregon. He did not release Whitaker's current location or reason why she left the area out of concerns for her privacy. Wright said it didn't appear Whitaker knew her disappearance had become the subject of a homicide investigation. She had been living in that location for 2 years under the same name. Michelle Whitaker contacted her familiar short time later and attended her sister's wedding. Michelle told family members she disappeared because she wanted to start a new life. A public records search shows that a woman with the same name, date of birth, and social security number was living in Victorville, California in 2006. Michelle Whitaker was last seen on August 16, 2002, at a truck stop in Spartanburg, South Carolina. She disappeared after getting dropped off at the truck stop by a friend, and hasn't been seen or heard from since. A Spartanburg County woman who went missing in 2002 and was presumed dead has been found alive and well. And this is the story of disappearance and found alive, case of Michelle Laurel Whitaker. Until next time, strikers, don't forget to like, share and subscribe on my channel.